What's going on, everyone? So, per LE Magazine, Critical Overlord is just the first person I saw post about this. So, just figured I'd use him for the video. But the information comes from LE Magazine that Gabbriette, I hope I said that right, Gabbriette, will star in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Filming is reportedly underway in Australia. Now, I am completely oblivious to who Gabbriette is. I had never even heard of her until I saw this post, and then I decided to look, obviously, who is she? But she is a 27-year-old model and musician that has some songs. And again, I'm not familiar. I don't even know if I've ever heard. I may have, maybe just through the radio or whatever. At the end of the day, the only thing I care about is, can she act? What type of role is she going to play in this upcoming film? And is she going to be somebody that can deliver in that? I don't know. I don't see, like, when looking her up, any type of acting roles that have popped up. So it begs the question of, is she going to be an actress in this film? Is she going to be a character that is, a prominent piece and fixture in this movie? Or is she going to be what she is as a musician, right? Maybe she's going to play some pop star or something like that, or be some musician in it. This film is supposed to be an anniversary style film. So maybe there's something where there's a big event and she's involved, and, maybe she just has kind of a minor role in that, but she's primarily going to be the artist featured. That is something that could be a potential factor. Now, if you're somebody that is familiar with her, and maybe some songs that I could check, because I would like to check out her songs, and kind of get a little familiarity with her, because this film is something that I really want to go see. I seen her have, like, little things be brought up with the Charlie XCX, which I know I've heard a few things with her just on the radio, like driving somewhere and whatnot. Not really like my cup of tea, but nonetheless, I'd like to get a little familiar, especially if she is somebody that is going to play a role. Now, we're starting to get kind of pieces and characters and actors and actresses trickling in for the I Know What You Did Last Summer film. We are in that, kind of feels like, 1998 all over again. You get Scream, you're getting I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Like, you're bringing back all the OGs. Scream is supposed to be bringing back, Sidney Prescott, as well as Courtney Cox, and Patrick Dempsey supposedly is in the works, and and now you're getting back, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. Brandy is supposed to potentially be back in this upcoming kind of legacy sequel, is being what it's touted as. But speaking with Gabbriette, right? Like, you could, she has kind of a look to where, could she be sort of maybe she's Ray and Julie's kid? But she's 27. That doesn't mean she has to play somebody that's 27. So their kid could be like 20, right? Something like that. Because, I mean, you had what? And I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, right? At the end of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, they were, like, appeared married and living in the house. Now, is that going to be a dream? Is that going to, because you had the killer jumping out, or taking her under the bed and stuff like that. But I Still Know What You Did Last Summer came out in, 1998? So if my math's correct, you're talking by the time this movie comes out, 27 years ago, right? Because it's supposed to come out in, 2025? So you're talking 27 years? And so, I mean, that would line up with her age, right? Like, that would make sense. You could, again, she doesn't have to play somebody 27. She could be, 25, 24, right? Because at the end of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Ray and Julie ended up getting married and, having that little white picket fence house and all that. So, maybe that's what we're going to see with this character. That could be kind of interesting in and of itself, right? Like, because we haven't really heard word, like, do they have children? Do they not have children? Do they, like, what's going on with them? And, I mean, look, my only concern is that, like, if you're going to do somebody that, is going to play a prominent role, like, you'd want I'm not saying it has to be a super known actor or actress, but, you got to imagine that it would be somebody that has some familiarity. It'd have to be somebody that has, an understanding of just how films work and how being an actor or an actress is. No, I mean, maybe she's done little projects that she's not credited for or anything, but like I said, I don't see anything, like everything that just comes up for her all is as an American model and musician. So I don't know if you would give her a prominent role, if you'd give her kind of like the, maybe the daughter role or anything, but you could also make the argument, everyone's got to start somewhere. And especially with like these horror movies, a lot of these horror movies do get actors and actresses that are not as well known, not as well established. Obviously she has a following. She has a history in model and music. And, when you're modeling, you have to learn and understand body positioning and, facial poses and all that stuff. So, if she's right for the job and they believe she's right for the job and she is somebody that can portray and provide what is needed for that, whatever role it is, I'm all for it, right? Like, at the end of the day, you don't have to have, whatever, Ben Affleck or, George Clooney or Denzel Washington or something like that. You don't need Leo in every movie. Sometimes the best actor or actresses are the ones that are kind of coming up and on the rise. And every movie has that like standout that you're just like, oh, I never knew who this was. So maybe that's what we'll see with Gabbriette. But, again, it very well could just be exactly what she's best at, right? There could be a celebration, a 4th of July celebration, and maybe she's an artist or something that is in that celebration, that is performing, and, again, maybe just has a little bit of a minor role. I'm curious because, like, we don't have a lot of details, at least from what I've seen, concrete. Like, there's, like, rumors and, like, stuff going around of what people believe, but, actual, like, hey, here's some real insight into, like, what this film's going to take place and what it's about. And, suppose even, like, the filming is, like, supposed and rumored, right? So it's just, it would be nice to kind of have a decent idea and direction, because then you could better provide analysis for what, when an actor or actress has signed on, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you got this person clearly looks like, because I look at Gabbriette and she does have, like, you could see her as like Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr.'s kids, so Julie and Ray, right? Like, her age kind of fits the timeline. It's just, would she be able to deliver the performance needed? But also, how big of a role is it, right? Like, what if this film isn't really about Julie's kids? What if it's really about Julie and Ray? And it's more focused on them, and the kid is just kind of there periodically, right? Like, just again, a supporting character rather than a main role. But I would like to know, because again, like, are Julie and Ray still together? Are they divorced? Are they like on the verge of divorce? Are they like the happiest couple ever? Is it a white picket fence marriage? Is it like kind of toxic marriage? Is it, like, there's so many questions to be done. Like, where do they live? Do they still live in the same place? Are they living somewhere else? Right? Like, a lot of time has passed. There's a lot of kind of questions as to, like, what's the deal here? Is this movie going to be really centered around these two? Or are they going to kind of be like, how these legacy sequels have been, where the OG characters are kind of just background characters in a lot of ways, and are kind of just there to be there in a lot of ways. They're not really as focused or prominent as you want them to be in these films, right? Like, is the writing going to be good? Because, I mean, some of these legacy films, the writing's been terrible. Some of these legacy films, right, like, they haven't done a good job on the legacy characters, right? It's like they almost don't know how to write these characters. Almost like it's not really their, because it's not really their characters. It's just, I don't know, there's just a lot of questions when you kind of boil this stuff down. But look, at the end of the day, I just want good writing, good execution, good directing, good storytelling, and then good acting, right? I want the roles to be provided. You're not going to these films to be expecting a Shakespearean level, Oscar-worthy type of movie, but you still want a good, enjoyable film, right? You still want to be able to, you want to walk out of the theater going, man, like that was a great film, right? Rather than like, that was a waste of time. That was just pure cash grab, which, I've talked before, cash grab. I think every movie's a cash grab. It's just, there's the blatant ones, right? Because every movie's goal is to make money. Like, no one's making movies for free, right? To make no money, right? They're all designed to make money. But there's the ones that are like, okay, this is clearly, like, you just made, like, I mean, even some of these, like, legacy sequels, it's like, you could have made this movie be anything else other than that. You just slapped on that label because you knew it'd get an extra $1 million or whatever, right? Like, that kind of thing. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of Gabbriette in this film? Are you familiar with her? Like I said, if you have any insight on her, or has she maybe been in something and I just didn't see it? Like music and song-wise, like what's something I can maybe listen to kind of get up to date with her? I mean, obviously I can Google and, you see a bunch of songs, but I kind of want to hear, like, what's a consensus thought? What's a consensus song that people are like, oh, you got to listen to this one about her? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.